Hello everyone, I'm Mango Thunderslice, member of the Alternative Media. Today we're going to be looking at easily available information on the internet and using critical logic skills to come to conclusions that may or may not support the government narrative. Our first topic today is fake news! Fake news! Is that Craig Timberg of the Washington Post? I was just about to mention you. What are you doing here? Sorry, Mango, I'm here to shut this little news segment down for enabling unauthorized mental conclusions and contributing to the general anarchy of the internet. I hereby declare you to be one of Vladimir Putin's useful idiots, and this channel to be a purveyor of Russian propaganda. Now get out! Whoa, 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 little Craig Timberg of the Washington Post. You're gonna have to answer some questions before I forcibly vacate another social media platform. Where do you get your authority to condemn anybody? Who's your source? An internet website called properknot.com. And who runs that website? An anonymous group of impartial experts. So you're on a crusade to shut down dubious sources of information on the internet based on one extremely dubious source of information on the internet. Sounds totally legit, bro. It is totally legit. The anonymous experts used science to show us what websites are approved by the government and which are fake news Russian propaganda. It's super serial. Okay, Craig, I'll play ball. What were the scientific criteria to determine Russian propaganda? Well, it was quite rigorous, but the algorithmic model relied on two main organizing principles of classification, namely, whether the website was in any way critical of A, Hillary Clinton, or B, starting a nuclear war with Russia. If a website was critical of both, it was labeled obvious Russian propaganda. Oh, well, geez, Craig, that sounds pretty scientific. Who needs proper attribution or journalistic integrity with an algorithm like that, huh? I knew you'd be impressed. Surely. And I do agree with you that the influence of intelligence agencies on the workings of a free press is dangerous, destructive, and deserving to be exposed wherever possible. That's why I have a few more questions for you, Craig. Sure, okay. So, starting with Operation Mockingbird, a campaign by the CIA in the 50s, 60s, and 70s to plant false or misleading stories in major newspapers and networks. Two favored the narrative of the Imperial American State as it destroyed dozens of nations around the world. Does the CIA Foundation of Modern American Journalism disturb you, Craig? Yeah, the website... How about when a CIA operative told the former owner of your employer, the Washington Post, Philip Graham, that you could, quote, get a journalist cheaper than a good call girl for a couple $100s a month? Does that theme resonate with you, Craig? Trump is a racist. When the United States Senate investigated this in 1975 and found widespread CIA influence throughout print and television media, did that disturb you, Craig? That was a long time ago? And how about the realization that many of those front organizations that the CIA uses to influence the media narrative, like the National Endowment for Democracy, are still around and bigger than ever? Does that concern you at all? But the Russians... Right, special interests controlling the media narrative for their own gain. That's what we were talking about. Like how Jeff Bezos, uber-liberal Amazon.com founder, bought the Washington Post and turned it into a pathetic rag, hollowed of any integrity whatsoever. Or how Mexican monopolist Carlos Slim bought the New York Times. Or how the Hillary Clinton campaign bought the networks and publishers hand over fist during the election, including ABC, NBC, CNN, The New Yorker, Time Magazine, The Economist, The Huffington Post, Bloomberg, Politico, Vice, The Guardian, CBS. Enough! So what if our stories come straight from the CIA and the Democratic Party? There's Fox News, taking all of its stories from the CIA and the Republican Party. So it's all perfectly balanced, you see? Right? Wrong, Craig. Very wrong. All of you have failed in your obligations to honestly inform the American people, and as such, your day of judgment has arrived. No longer shall your words hold sway in the mind of the American citizen, for you have broken their trust. May eternal irrelevance set swiftly upon you. We'll shed no tears of sadness when you're gone. Harsh. Yeah, Craig, harsh. Like the deaths of Americans and Vietnamese and Cambodians after your kind lied about the Gulf of Tonkin incident. Like the horrors of war unleashed in the Middle East in search of Saddam Hussein's fabled weapons of mass destruction. Like the nightmare your precious government narrative has unleashed in the Ukraine, Libya, and Syria. Harsh as full-spectrum sunlight.
But what about Putin?
Get the fuck out of here!